A vessel belonging to Russia's Black Sea Fleet has been disabled near Ukraine's southern Kherson region, the Ukrainian Defense Ministry reported on Tuesday. Another Russian Black Sea Fleet boat with enemy troops on board, destroyed while moving along the western coast of Kherson region, the ministry posted on X social media platform. It also shared nighttime thermal footage of the explosion on board Russian vessel, with its crew members running for safety. The video is made up of several clips captured from various angles, likely using drones, showing the moment of the strike followed by the resulting fire and smoke that consumed the boat. The attack took place on the night leading to June 24, according to the information provided by the Ukrainian Navy. According to the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, as of June 25, Ukraine has sunk 28 Russian warships and boats, including one submarine, since Russia's full-fledged invasion of the country in February 2022.
In Russia, information is being spread about the successes of the summer offensive of the occupiers, although in reality, the enemy does not have the strategic potential for large-scale offensive operations. This opinion was expressed by the former head of the Foreign Intelligence Service of Ukraine, General of the Army of Ukraine, Nikolai Malamuz, in a commentary to Telegraph media outlet. They cannot attack along the entire front, but they are trying to find weak spots, including alternative ones. The strategic one, of course, is the Pokrovsk direction. There is a clear position of Putin to break through this direction to go along the Konstantinovka, Kramatorsk, Slavyansk route to capture, but there have been attempts from the Pokrovsk, Novopavlovsk, Kramatorsk and Toretsk directions for many months, and this did not happen, he said. Ukrainian army crushes Russians on the Konstantinovka, Kramatorsk, Slavyansk route. The Russians lose hundreds of soldiers and a lot of military equipment here every day. Malomuz noted that the Russians tried to break through in other places as well. According to him, the retreat of the Ukrainian Defense Forces from the Kursk region of the Russian Federation freed up 50 to 55,000 units of manpower from the Russians, which they tried to use to break through to the Sumy region. And they moved to the Sumy region. The only format where we are pulling them back is our 90 square kilometer bridgehead in the Kursk region, where we are pulling back 12 to 15,000 soldiers who fought against our troops in the Kursk region. All the rest were moved to the Sumy region. Moreover, they tried to transfer some from the Pokrovsk direction in order to quickly carry out such an operation, to move up to Sumy and organize massive attacks on the city itself. We really retreated in a number of sectors at the first stage, but now we have mastered the situation, built up reserves. This allowed us to advance on Andriivka and push back to the Russians near Yunakovka, added the former head of the Foreign Intelligence Service of Ukraine. Malamuz believes that the Russians will try to attack in the east, in the Donetsk region. Their goal is to try to push the Ukrainian Defense Forces out of the Donetsk region. The former head of the Ukrainian Foreign Intelligence Service assured that the Russians will try to take the strategic initiative in Chasovo Yar, Toretsk, Novopavlovka and Pokrovsk. However, this will be a very difficult task for the enemy, since the Ukrainian defenders are well entrenched there. Earlier, the head of the Ukrainian Center for Security and Cooperation, Serhiy Kuzan, said that the Russian summer offensive is now at its peak. However, Russian dictator Vladimir Putin's plan to advance in Ukraine are not being fulfilled. Kuzan noted that Ukrainian troops have been inflicting significant losses on Russian reserves in recent weeks.
Fighters from the 114th Center of Ukraine Special Operations Forces have detected and eliminated an assault group of the invading Russian army near the city of Pokrovsk in Donetsk region. A few days earlier, the occupiers had disrupted the rotation of Ukrainian troops in the area and killed several soldiers, taking up a position in a locomotive car stationed on a railway line. After identifying the enemy's location, Ukrainian fighters launched a strike using kamikaze drones. Realizing they were under attack, 6 Russian soldiers exited the train and attempted to hide in a nearby building. However, 5 of the occupiers were killed in successive drone strikes. The sole surviving and wounded soldier signaled his surrender using hand gestures and pleaded not to be shot. The Russian soldier, tracked by the drone, was later evacuated by Ukrainian troops who arrived at the scene in a Humvee armored vehicle.